All right, y'all. This your boy ZTR back with another video. And I also want to talk about what recently went on with Nick Saban and him actually having the nerve to call out Jimbo Fisher and Coach Deion Sanders of their respected colleges. Jimbo Fisher coaches at Texas A&M, and Deion Sanders coaches at Jackson State University. And shouts out to Jackson State University. My mom went there when I was when I was a kid, a baby, pretty much. In the early '90s, she attended there for child development. Her first major was criminal justice. She took that at the University of Las Vegas, and then later on, after she had me, she went back to school. She moved back to her hometown in Jackson, and she attended JSU. But so and I want to thank Deion Sanders for coming to that school because he's pretty much saving that school. That's an HBCU that's not known for winning championships. I'm gonna tell you that now. That's one HBCUs you really don't hear about. Yeah, everybody hears about Grambling. You hear about Clark. Okay, you hear about all these other black colleges, but you never hear about Jackson State unless you live down south. In those areas like Louisiana, Carolina, Memphis, yeah, Tennessee, them places. Then you never hear about Jackson State, but he decided to go there because he said that God led him to go there. Plus, he wanted to be closer to one of his sons that plays in one of the other colleges that's not far from there. Okay, so, and I'm gonna tell you this now. I think it's ridiculous that Nick Saban is talking now. Now, the main reason why Nick Saban is coming out because he's jealous of the fact that Jackson State and Texas A&M are now able to pay players to play for them. Yes, the NCAA committee made a rule that players can get paid to play. Since for years, players have been complaining, such as Shabazz Napier. They was complaining that that's hard to go to school, and that these schools are making money off of them, and they're the ones that gotta play, and they're the ones that gotta put their backs and their bodies on the line. They could bust their whats, and this school is making millions of dollars off of them on merchandise, ticket sales, and jerseys. So these players got a committee together. They kept complaining. They got a union, and then now they won. So my thing is, how could Nick Saban complain about Deion and complain about Jimbo Fisher when for the last, I'm gonna say 12 years, in the last 15 years, this man has been the most BCS national championships than all other division, all other teams in the college football. No other college football team has made more appearances in the last 12 years than Nick Saban. Every time you show up, you keep hearing about the Crimson Tide. This man has been in championships since 2010, since 09-10, when he went against Colt McCoy and Texas University. Back then when he had Mark Ingram. So you want to talk about them paying players? This man just mad because Deion Sanders was able to get one of the top high school recruits. I think his name is Travis. He's a cornerback. That's what he's mad about. And even Jimbo Fisher was able to get players that he wanted. But here's the hard reality. Everybody don't want to be a Crimson Tide. There are some players that's going to go elsewhere that they feel is best for them. There are some people that want to beat the Crimson Tide. People get tired of seeing them in a championship every year. I, for one, have said it, that the committee needs to change the brackets. Nick Saban want to complain, but it could be an argument that the committee has been biased, that they've had Clemson Tide in there when they shouldn't have been in there. One time, I think Florida A&M University, the one that what was it, Marcus Mariota's cousin played for, they should have went in there. They was 15-0. And even Wisconsin, one year, Wisconsin only lost one game, but they won out in their conference. They still didn't get in. Alabama had 2 losses. They put Alabama in there besides Wisconsin. Wisconsin got screwed over. So Nick Saban want to complain about Jackson State and Texas A&M paying millions of dollars to get a certain high school recruit in there. But yet, you've had, and I'm going to just go down the line, right? You've had Mark Ingram, Eddie Lacy, Trent Richardson, Derrick Henry, Bo Scalabro, Najee Harris. Those are all top first-round draft pick running backs. You even had Alvin Kamara over there, but Kamara transferred because there was too many guys. You've had at quarterback, you had AJ McCarron that went to damn near basically all four college championships. You've had Jalen Hurts and you had Tua Tagovailoa. And then you had the one from last season when you beat Ohio State. Again, you've had at least 3 quarterbacks in these national championships that have won titles. And yes, he lost to Clemson. He just lost to Georgia. But again, this man has been in the last 2 BCS championships. The last 2. And for the record, the only teams they was able to win since Nick Saban has been winning championships in this run, because Nick Saban has become the Bill Belichick of the league, of the NCAA or the SEC. As far as the SEC, he's the Bill Belichick. But the only teams that was able to actually make a national championship appearance and actually win have been Georgia just last season, the season that ended, Clemson, Ohio State when they played Oregon. That was the year Alabama didn't go. And then Florida State when they played Auburn. And that's because Texas A&M when they had Johnny Manziel beat them. And that's pretty much it. It's just been them 4. And you had Notre Dame and LSU, but they beat the crap out of those schools. Remember, they had Manti Te'o. This team got blown out by Clemson. They was undefeated. And his team, he was the Heisman Trophy winner. Couldn't even beat Alabama. Yet this man want to complain. Why are you complaining about them? Jackson State is not known for no national championships at all. They rarely win championships. If they do win a championship, it's normally in their division. They're not even known for being a top D1 school. They're never in the top 25. Texas A&M every now and then getting in the top 25. But Jackson State has never been in the top 25 in the last 15, 20 years, even since I was attending high school and since I was attending college. You never hear about them. Yeah, you hear about Texas Christian University. You hear about Oregon State, USC, UCLA, Washington, Wisconsin, this school here, Alabama, Clemson. But never know Jackson State. And again, the last time Texas A&M were actually even decent, and even good, is when they had Johnny Football. And that was 2014. Yeah, that was 2013, 2014, when he was actually the guy. And then before him, you had Ryan Tannehill. But that was it. Alabama has been dominating, beating up everybody. Year in and year out, man. Schools is tired of it. That's what it is. Jackson State and Texas A&M have saved up money, and they went after these top recruits and took them from Alabama. So Nick Saban is jealous. He's mad because he can't get his way. This man has to settle for freshmen and sophomores and juniors. All his seniors is going. They all in the NFL. Most of them. But yet you want to complain, yet you have won the most championships. This man, Nick Saban, has won at least about 6 championships in the last 12 years. 6 or 7 of them. Come on now. Matter of fact, you won just as many championships as Tom Brady has won Super Bowls. I'm telling you, man, this team is the New England Patriots of the NCAA. But yet you want to complain? See, Nick Saban talk too much. He's best just keep his mouth closed. Because I guarantee you, now, these reporters are going to be asking these players interviews. I can guarantee you one of these reporters, whether it be O.J. Howard, right? Whether it be Jalen Hurts, any one of these ex-Alabama guys, Derrick Henry, any one of these guys, they're going to be trying to bring them a question that you get paid. Did Nick Saban actually pay you? Is he lying? I guarantee that's what's going to come up now. These schools going to start investigating him. He talked too much. Nick Saban don't realize he just put his school at jeopardy now. At risk. Since you want to sit there and complain, right? All the time before they allowed these players to get paid, was he actually paying these players money, making deals to bring them into the school and get them to go? Because again, Alabama has been able to get the best recruits, the best high school recruits to come to their schools. More so than any other school. Notre Dame, when they had Brian Kelly, was not even able to win. And Brian Kelly had a stacked up team. They were so stacked up, they was on Hard Knocks, the college edition. They were not able to win no championship. But yet you want to complain about Jackson State of all schools. Again, Jackson State is an HBCU. They don't have as much money. I can guarantee you, Alabama has way more money than both of these schools put together. The money this man making, Nick Saban's alone is making millions. That man making more money than Jim Harbaugh in Michigan. And look at Jim Harbaugh. You don't see Michigan winning no BCS national championship. Look how hard it's been for Jim Harbaugh. But yet you want to sit here and complain. Look at Damo Sweeney ain't won nothing since after Trevor Lawrence left. But you want to sit here and complain. Look how long it took Georgia to finally beat him. Again, shouts out to the Bulldogs. Georgia finally figured out a way to beat Nick Saban. That's what he pissed off about. Because all the other schools have stacked up against him. They're getting tired of him winning all the time. Look at the Gators. You don't hear about the Gators no more. Especially since after Tim Tebow and them left. But this man want to sit here and complain. Like, come on now. Leave Deion alone, man. Leave Jimbo Fisher alone. They just doing what they got to do to win. Deion Sanders alone is saving Jackson State. Now he's putting them on the map. People actually want to come there. That's a small town. It's not known for their football teams winning championships. This man, again, Nick Saban, you can't always have your way. It's just like in basketball, right? Everybody gets on me. A lot of my friends and a lot of my family, especially at my church, they get on me for being a Clipper fan, but the reality of it, everybody not going to be Laker fans. The Clipper fans need my support more because they never won a championship. I was a Laker fan when I was a kid, but the Lakers got enough championships. They got 17. The Clippers don't have no championships. So to see Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and the management of Steve Ballmer, Lawrence Frank, Mike Winger, and Jerry West able to pick up a Josh Norman and able to pick up a Norman and able to, excuse me, not Josh Norman. Yeah, Norman Powell, excuse me, able to pick up a Norman Powell and able to pick up the other guy that played for Houston with James Harden. Yeah, you're able to pick up they're able to pick up Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard's ex-teammate. They're able to pick up the other guy from Portland. They're able to get Marcus Morris. And they're able to draft Terrence Mann. To see them making the moves they made, okay? That's commendable. The Clippers are making the right steps to win a championship. And to see them building a brand new arena. Their arena is being built. Okay? So there's some people that's going to want to be Clipper fans. Everybody in LA not going to want to be a Laker fan. That's just the reality of it. But this man want to sit here and complain. Yeah, you have all these top tier. Majority of Nick Saban's guys have all been drafted. The majority of them. In every draft, Nick Saban has at least about 10 guys getting drafted. From round 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Like, the top, I say, from rounds 1 through 7, you always see an Alabama guy. Offensive linemen especially. Running backs. Corner DBs, right? All these guys, like Calvin Ridley, for example. All these fast 4-2, 4-3 receivers. But yet, you want to complain about Texas A&M and Jackson State that don't got no championships like that. Like, come on now. Like, even when A&M had Johnny Manziel, they still could not win a BCS national championship. They had to settle for a FedEx, an Orange Bowl, one of those other bowl games. They could not, or a Sugar Bowl. They could not get to a BCS national championship. Not like Alabama could. This is sad, man. This is pathetic. You look like a wimp, bro. I'm just being honest. Nick Saban looks weak for complaining. I'm just dead serious. Like, Nick, if you feel that way about the NCAA allowing these teams to pay for players like the NFL does, they when they give out these contracts to these free agents, then you should retire. Nick Saban should start looking to retire now, because that means you're basically done with football. Your coaching career is over. If that's the case, you should seriously just not be a part of it no more. Because that's pathetic, man. That's just weak. That's just a sore loser. Again, you can't always have it your way. So for example, look at the Patriots, right? They've had Tom Brady all these years. And yeah, they won 6 Super Bowls, but they don't always win every year. The Broncos have beaten them. Peyton Manning's even beaten them when he was on the Colts. They lost to the Giants twice, and they lost to the Eagles. The Patriots don't always win Super Bowls. They even lost to Green Bay and they lost to the Chicago Bears in the 90s and the 80s. They don't win all the time. But they have good drafting. Robert Kraft knows how to run an organization. Bill Belichick is a genius. He's a wizard at building rosters. I give him that. But that Bill Belichick, even then, look what happened last year. The Patriots got bounced out the playoffs in the first round. So they don't always win all the time. I'm sorry, Nick. That's not how life works. But this man here is spoiled, rotten. So maybe they should start investigating the committee too. Why was the Alabama Crimson Tide able to go every single year? What advantages have they had against other teams? This team, Alabama, was able to get more players than Texas, more players than Ohio State, USC, Michigan University and Michigan State, Wisconsin. I could keep going down the line. Schools that should have actually went, that never got a chance, and it was undefeated, never lost, didn't get a chance to go. Because his school, mysteriously always gets in. Again, this is sad. LSU, as good as they are, LSU has had a lot of teams. They just could not get past Alabama. Rarely could they beat them out. Notre Dame, for Brian Kelly to go that 1 year and then you get blown out, we should start investigating Alabama. Are they paying off referees? Are they paying off the committee to get them into the BCS all the time? They're the reason why they have to change it to a playoff. And even then, the playoff bracket need to be at least 8 teams. 4 teams ain't good enough. It needs to be 8 teams. They need to do the NCAA football division like they do the basketball. Have 16 teams be battling out for the whole month of December. And the best team out of those 16 teams go in January. And then everybody else that didn't make it to 1 and 2, they battle for the other bowl games. That's how they should do it. Have a whole month dedicated to just the playoffs only. So from September into November, everybody's battling off for playoff spots. Since Nick Saban want to sit here and complain. It's sad. But again, he didn't open the door for now other schools, other superintendents, right? A lot of these coaches, these managers of these men's college football teams to start investigating Alabama now. Because how are you gonna get mad at Jackson State and Texas A&M? They never win. They don't win anything. They have nothing compared to Alabama. This is sad. This man talk too much. Honestly, and Nick Saban, if I'm Nick Saban, I done said what I gotta say, and I'm getting ready to leave. I'm done coaching. You might as well get out now while you still can. Because I guarantee next season comes around, Nick Saban finna be under a lot of fire. This man finna be under a lot of hot wire because now these reporters gonna be asking him all kinds of questions. Because there are schools in his division now, right? They can't afford all the players that Alabama get. They're gonna start going after him. Next. Since you wanna complain about Texas A&M, now people should start investigating you. That's exactly what's getting ready to happen. I predict that now. I can almost guarantee y'all. And I'm gonna say this before the conspiracy theorists and the truth community try to get their hands on it. You're gonna start seeing other schools hire investigators to start coming at Alabama. Now you're gonna get reporters asking questions. When the NFL season starts, someone like Gary Henry gonna be asking questions about Nick Saban. Even in the offseason, they're gonna be asking all these Alabama players that have ever played under Nick Saban in the last 10 years, they're gonna ask them questions about did they get paid? Did the Alabama Crimson Tide front officer provide them housing illegally? Because I guarantee you, Jackson State and Texas A&M, they're not happy about this at all. They're gonna fire right back. And if it turns out that Alabama has been doing has been caught red-handed, and they've been doing some wrongdoing behind the scenes since 2010, when Alabama has been going to the championship 5 years in a row, this man finna be in a lot of trouble. I guarantee you, man. His program gonna get punished. But again, I don't understand this, man. This is greedy. I declare, man. This is what make people hate sports. This is why people be saying sports be scripted and rigged, because people like Nick Saban always complaining all the freaking time. They can't have their way. Always gotta have things go their way. And when things don't go their way, they want to sit here and complain. No, for Alabama to be winning all the time, again, that made people think it's scripted. You got these stupid truther community that want to use your mantra and say it's scripted because they keep seeing him win all the freaking time. No, that's got to stop. I like what Jackson State and Texas A&M is doing because it balanced the league out. No, Deion and Jimbo, keep doing what y'all doing. Screw Nick Saban. I'm glad Alabama lost. I'm getting tired of seeing them. I really am. I'm sick and tired of Alabama all the freaking time. We should start investigating him next. Because he gonna sit there and complain about those two getting paid. What about his school? Because I got a hunch feeling them players got paid some kind of way. You didn't just get Najee Harris, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, right? Bo Scalabro, all these beefed up running backs unless you paid them. Those were some of the best. Those running backs were all top high school recruits before they even came to Alabama. I can guarantee that. Trent Richardson, even though Trent Richardson was a bust in the NFL, back in college, even before he came to college, he's one of the top running backs in the nation. That man was amongst the top 100. Same way with Eddie Lacy. Before he got to Green Bay. In Alabama, he was a top running back. All the safeties, all the cornerbacks, the defensive line, the linebackers this man got, Nick Saban, like, come on, man. Just stop it. But, that's it, y'all. I just want to point that out that, again, this is why you keep seeing the same teams, because people like Nick Saban, they always complain. They always want to have their way, and they want to get greedy. They can't stand to see another school that don't got as much money as them. They're not as fortunate as he is. They can't stand to see the smaller schools make it. The weaker teams actually have a fighting chance for once. They can't stand it. They gotta have a problem with it. It's sad and pathetic. But y'all, that's the video. I'm curious to see your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And as always,